क्वेश्चन மட்டும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆன்சர் பண்ணுங்க, ரெண்டாவது பிபிடி பிரசன்ட் பண்ணிக்கங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க சும்மா பேசுங்க.
சரி, ஓகே சார். Good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Dakshayani, good evening. Akhilesh, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Navya, yes, good evening everybody. If you have any queries, you can just ask me. Yes, good evening. So if you have any doubts or queries, you can just ask me. Any queries in any of the topics in this 30 days masterclass, you can just ask me. So if you are interested, you can apply for Pantech Group of Companies. So you can, the following job postings are available. You can apply for web designer, digital marketing specialist, admin, image processing, VLSI, embedded projects, electrical, machine learning. So you can apply for any of these posts. Web designer, digital marketing specialist, HR entry, so image processing, VLSI, embedded, electrical, AIML. So far, whatever I am discussing in this 30 days, everything is clear. So you can go to this website and you can apply for any of the job openings. So this is the recruitment form. You can apply for Chennai or Coimbatore branch. So just fill in your email ID. You can go for gender, candidate name, location, mobile number, WhatsApp number, college, degree, specialization. Any doubts? Videos are not available. I will just check with that. Other than that, any more doubts in any of the topics I discussed so far in this 30 days masterclass? So you can go for one more type of application. A notebook app can be developed using this Django framework. Still many other type of applications can be developed. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Everything is clear? You can apply for Pantech Group of Companies. The following job postings are available. You can apply in Chennai or Coimbatore branch. You can apply for web designer, digital marketing specialist. You can apply for HR post, admin registration, image processing project, VLSI, embedded, electrical, AI/ML. So you can apply for the following post. I am going to show you one more application of this Django. Still many other types of applications can be developed. A notebook app can be developed using this Django framework. You can go for this application. Clear with this, just go to the path where the project is available. Clear with this. So I am going to develop a CRUD application using this Django framework. So whatever type of projects I want to create, just go to the corresponding path. And inside this, I am going to open this in Visual Studio Code. Yes, session is over yesterday. Any more doubts? So in this example, so this is how I am going to show you a simple implementation of this notebook application. So what are all the models? The corresponding models should be written in this models.py file. So I am just defining a model. So whenever I want to create any model, I have to use the class keyword followed by the name of the class. I have to use this node class and models. This is given as a parameter to my node class. And models dot character field. So I am just creating a character field, and maximum length I can store up to 255 characters, and null value if I want blank value, it is stored in the variable title. And models dot text field. So if there is any null value, blank value, it is stored in the variable content. And date time field, if I want to create any data time, so I can go for this date time field. And if I want to create some boolean field, so whichever fields I want to create using this models variable, using dot operator, I have to create this boolean field. Clear with this? And inside my settings.py file, so I have to give the corresponding project settings. So inside my installed applications, if I want to go for admin module, authentication, sessions, so I am including a notes app. And what are all the different types of middleware classes, everything should be included in my middleware section. Security middleware, session middleware, common middleware, CSRF middleware, authentication, message middleware. And inside this templates folder, so I have to configure the corresponding templates and WSGI, Web Server Gateway Interface application. And inside urls.py file, so I have to give the corresponding URL, the path where I have to connect this. So I have to give this node path. Clear with this? And views.py, it contains the corresponding business logic will be configured in my views.py file. So firstly, I have to import the corresponding modules. From django.shortcuts, I am importing a render module get object or 404. And from REST framework, so I am just importing model view set. And from dot models, I am importing a node module and node serializer. Node view set. So model view set, this is given as a parameter to my node view set. Node serializer, I am just initializing this node serializer and I am defining a user defined function called get object and get query set. So node.objects.filter. So I am saying here is active equal to true, order by last updated on. And if I am going to destroy something, so I am defining a user defined function called perform destroy. And inside my urls.py, so I have to provide the corresponding path. To whichever path I want to connect, the corresponding mapping should be configured in my urls.py file. So once you can just deploy this application, just give the corresponding command. So if I want to run this application, I am just giving the corresponding command. Say for example, Python manage.py run server. So I have to give the corresponding command. Alright. So inside this, if you give the corresponding path, you can see here a node app has been developed here and I am going to give something. For example, I am giving the node name as my sample node. So whatever contents I want to type, so I am saying something and you can just give the post button. The corresponding node will be posted. You can see here whatever is the sample name, it is getting posted here. This is one more type of application that can be created using this Django framework. So I can give the corresponding node title, node application. It can be developed using this Django framework. And if you want to get something, you can go here, whatever is the title, you can specify and you can post it. Clear with this? This is one more important application. So still many other type of applications can be developed using this Django framework. Any doubts? Any doubts in 30 days topic, whatever I have discussed? Everything is clear? Any doubts? Everything is clear? Firstly, I just gave an introduction to Python. Still many other type of applications can be developed. If I want to log in as an admin, you have to give this command. Just type this command, python manage.py, create super user. Just give this command. You give the corresponding username. Say for example, I am giving the corresponding username and email address. You give the corresponding password, whatever is the password I am just mentioning here. Just type this command. Once it is loaded, just go to this path. Any doubts? Everything is clear. Whatever I have discussed in this 30 days master class. So you have downloaded Visual Studio Code and everything is clear. In Python, so I just gave an introduction to HTML. What do you mean by hypertext markup language? And then I gave an introduction to Django. Everything is clear. What are all the different types of... So inside this, I was discussing with you about model view template. What are all the different types of models? So whenever I want to create any model, it should be declared inside my models.py file. I have to use the class keyword followed by the name of the model. So whatever class I want to create, I am just creating a node class, and this models, this is given as a parameter to this class. And models dot whichever type of fields I want to create. If I want to create a character field, what is the maximum length? It can store up to 255 characters. And I am creating one more field called text field. So models dot text field, it is stored in the variable title and then content. Clear with this? And inside settings.py file, so I have to give the corresponding project settings. urls.py, so I have to give the corresponding path. I am going to show you one more example. One more application, say for example, I am just giving this. If you want to open this in Visual Studio Code, just give the corresponding command. So all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using this Django framework. So inside this employee project, you can give this if you want to run this. You want to apply some migrations. This is one other type of application. So I can add an employee detail. If I want to remove some employee detail, just give this command python manage.py run server. Just give this command. you can just give the full name, whatever is the name of the employee. Say for example, I am giving here as Sam. So all these are the different types of applications. I can give the corresponding mobile number 78, and whatever is the employee code, so I have to give the corresponding employee code. And after selecting the designation, just click the submit button. If you want to edit some employees, you can go for the edit option. So you can just change the employee. Say for example, instead of this, I can change my position, and once I click the submit button, so it will be reflected. And if I want to delete some employee, you can see here how the designation has been changed. And if I want to delete something, so I can just delete some employees' names. Clear with this? So what I am trying to do here, if I want to add new employees, I can add an employee. So the project configurations will be configured in my settings.py file. Alright, so inside my installed apps, it will contain all my installed applications, django.contrib.admin, authentication. So I want an employee register project, so I am just giving here. And security middleware, session middleware, common middleware, CSRF view middleware. So I am giving all the middleware classes will be declared in this middleware section. And employee register.urls, it will be stored in my root URL configuration. Inside my template section, all my templates will be configured. So django.template.contextprocessors.debug, request, authentication, messages. And if it is a WSDI application, web server gateway interface application, so I am just configuring this as a WSDI application. And what are all the database engines? Say for example, if I want to connect to this database, so I have to give the corresponding database django.db.backends.postgresql, and whatever is the name of the database, I am just giving here employee DB Postgres. I have to give the corresponding username and password and localhost. After giving this, so I need to give all the static URL, default, autofield. And inside my forms.py, so I have to configure all my forms. If I want to have this employee form, so whenever I want to declare any form, so I have to use the class keyword followed by the name of the class. This forms parameter, this is given as a input to my employee form. And I am creating a class called meta class. The employee, it is stored in the variable. So from dot models, I am just importing an employee model. And employee, this is stored in the variable model, and I am giving the corresponding fields, full name, mobile, employee code, position, and I have to give the corresponding labels, whatever is the full name and employee code, I am just giving the corresponding employee code. And whenever I want to define any user defined function, so I am just defining a user defined function called init, and I am going to pass the self and employee form. So whatever is the employee form, I am giving here an empty label and required equal to false. So I am giving self dot fields of position, empty label equal to select, and employee code. So I am just giving required equal to false. And inside my models.py, so I have to give the corresponding model. Say for example, whenever I want to create any class called employee class, the models, this is given as a parameter to my employee class. And models.character field, so I am just creating a character field. So it is having a maximum length, it can store up to 100 characters. And models.character field, it can store up to that is 3 characters, maximum length parameter. It is stored in the variable employee code. And models.character field, what is the maximum length? It is stored in the variable mobile. And again I am just creating a foreign key, position on delete equal to models.cascade. It is stored in the variable position. And inside my urls.py, so I am just configuring the corresponding URLs. It acts like a mapper class from django.contrib I am just importing an admin module, and from django.urls I am just importing a path and include module, and inside my URL patterns I have to configure the URLs views.employee form. So name equal to I am just giving here as employee insert, and if I want to view the list of employees, so I can go for this employee list. It will be mapped to the corresponding views. So employee list views, it will be mapped to the corresponding user defined function. As I told you, right, what is the use of this views.py file? All my business logic will be executed in my views.py file. So I have to provide the corresponding mapping here. So whenever I want to know the list of employees, so I am just mentioning here as employee list. It will be mapped to this function views.employee list. And on success views.employee list. So whenever I am successing and if I want to delete something, so I can go for this delete function, and views.employee form. And inside my views.py file I am just defining a user defined function called employee list. The HTTP request. So this is given as a parameter to my employee list, and inside my employee list, so I am just doing this employee.objects.all. It is stored in the variable context, and I am rendering. So whatever is the request I am giving here, an employee register employee list.html, I am passing this context as a parameter to my request. I am defining one more user defined function called employee form. I am passing the HTTP request and whatever is the ID. These two are given as parameters to my employee form. If request.method equal to get request. So based on that I am just checking if my ID equal to 0. I am just initializing this employee form. It is stored in the variable form. And I am just rendering this. Whatever is the request employee register employee form.html. Else I am getting, so if my request is a post request, I am getting here employee.objects.get primary key equal to ID. It is stored in the variable employee. I am just initializing this employee form instance equal to employee. It is stored in the variable form. So inside this employee register, I am just storing this variable employee form.html. Clear with this? So I am just redirecting employee delete. So whenever I want to delete any employees, I can go for this user defined function called employee delete. Employee.objects.get. So primary key equal to ID. It is stored in the variable employee. And employee.delete function, I am going to delete this employee. So all my views, what is the use of this views.py file? All my user defined function will be configured in my views.py file. So whenever I want to apply any migrations, it will be reflected in my migrations.py. So inside this initial, so if I want to apply any migrations, just go here. So you can just give this command python manage.py make migrations. So if there are any migrations, all my migrations will be applied to my project. And python manage.py migrate. So I have to give this migrate command. So if there are any migrations, I am applying all the type of migrations for admin, authentication, content types, employee register. Finally, if I want to create some admin users, so everything you can create a super user. Whenever you want to create any super user, you can create a super user if you want. Alright, so he acts like a central controller. Otherwise, just give this command. So python manage.py run server. So once you give this command, so it will be deployed in my server. Clear with this? Just go to this command. You give this command employee. If you want to find the list of employees, just give this command. If you want to add new employees or if you want to delete, if we want to insert some employee, you can just give this URL and a new employee detail can be inserted. Still many other type of applications can be developed using this Django framework. Just give the full name. So whatever is the full name, if I want to add some employee, so I am just giving here whatever is the name of my employee and the corresponding mobile number. So I am giving the corresponding mobile number. An employee code, whatever is the employee code, and I am giving here senior developer. So after providing all these details, just click the submit button. So on success, so it goes to the corresponding URL and it will be redirected to this page. Any doubts? So inside this employee register, it contains all the .html files. Say for example, it contains form action, to whichever page it should be redirected to, and it contains a CSRF token. So cross-site request forgery token and form.full name. So I am giving this as a crispy field. So what is the use of the CSRF token? It is generated unique per session. So in order to avoid any fraudulent transaction, it is generated unique per session, CSRF token. And form.mobile, I am just creating a mobile field. And column MD4, employee code. So I am giving all these parameters, form.position and button type equal to submit. So I am giving button success, align equal to center. And I am having employee list.html. It is going to display me the list of employees. So as I told you, right, the entire Django framework, it is based on the MBT software design pattern, model view template software design pattern. So table class equal to, first I am giving here table borderless and border bottom. So font weight, I have to give the corresponding class, table rows, table data. So I am giving here as full name, mobile, position. So I am giving the corresponding table data. Clear with this? So whatever is the table data I am mentioning. And I am just closing my table header. I am coming inside the body tag. For employee and employee list, so I am just going for a for loop. Employee dot full name. So what is the full name of my employee? What is the mobile number, position? Clear with this? And I am having a reference ahref, whatever is the URL link. So I am giving employee update. I have to give the corresponding employee ID. So I am giving a button, edit button. I am just fixing a edit button. And form action, so I am specifying the corresponding form action, employee delete, employee.id. Clear with this? I am creating a CSRF token, cross-site request forgery token. I am clicking the delete button. So whenever I want to create any button, it should have a starting tag and an ending tag. So there should be a delete option. So it should have a starting form tag and a ending form tag. Clear with this? And there is one more HTML file. It is called as an upload file.html. So for example, inside this, whenever I want to perform some uploading operation, so I can go for this upload file.html. So whatever is the title I am mentioning, and inside my body tag, so I am giving file uploaded successfully. So whatever I want to create .html files should be created inside this templates folder. Any doubts? Everything is clear. So inside this, whatever business logic will be written in my views.py. So I just discussed with you about two different applications. If I want to create a notebook app, it can be developed using this Django framework. How to develop a notebook app. Clear with this? Any doubts? If you are interested, so you can just, if you want to apply for Pantech Group of Companies, You can just apply for Pantech Group of Companies. The following job postings are available. You can apply for a web designer, digital marketing specialist, HR entry, image processing, VLSI, embedded, AIML. You can apply for any of these posts. Clear with this? So this is the corresponding recruitment form. So I am just giving you the corresponding recruitment form. So I am just applying for this Pantech Group of Companies. So it should have the email field, what is the gender, candidate name, location, mobile number, WhatsApp number. Everything is clear. So any doubts? Any doubts in this 30 days topic? Everything is clear, whatever I discussed in this 30 days. Alright then. Thank you all. Everything is clear, no more doubts. Thank you all.